Hello. Okay, so I am going to carry on where I left off, and I have hiccups, so that's just gonna be happening while I talk. And if you would like to, go grab yourself something to drink, because I know that my videos are quite long, and I'm just quickly pulling up where I left off last and at least I'm just showing you guys how to be real. A lot of people I'm finding on social media platforms are starting to just be themselves, and I think that is the highest frequency that one can live in, is to be authentically yourself and connecting with yourself, your true self, because then you are in essence connecting with source and with power, higher power, God, universe, whatever you do believe in. And I want to quickly leave off. I want to continue from where I left off, and that was with the scripture from the Bible. And this is not religious, and it is just, it's more so about me sharing exactly what I have been through, my journey that has led me to where I am currently in my life, and also just what I have endured, what I have been able to witness, what I have been pushed into, what I have been pushed out of. So if I haven't mentioned it, or if you haven't heard it in other videos, I have been pulled and drawn to doing videos and sharing my story, because I do believe that we should be able to live without suffering. And I think that every single one of us is suffering, in whatever aspect that is in your life. There is a sense of suffering, and I do want to try and bring about a sense of authenticity, so that we can feel safe enough to express ourselves completely and utterly truthfully. So tell our truth, actually share what it is that we are going through, so that we can be examples to those that are to follow, and also to allow us to actually just live in oneness and start seeing that every single one of us is going through something. And if we are able to tell each other what is actually going on, imagine what the days would look like. Imagine that you don't have to live with this. And I say this because the only person that I have actually been able to speak to is myself, is me. I am the only one that I have been able to express everything that I'm about to express to you, I think, in a comfortable and safe environment. That has been to myself. And I'm sure that you all actually also feel the exact same way, that you have only been able to express your truest expression of self, your truest form of who you actually are, is when you are alone with yourself. And I want us to be able to express ourselves to everyone that we encounter in life, because I do believe that each and every single one of us is a puzzle piece playing an extremely important role in the bigger picture. This picture is so big we can't even grasp the enormity, wow, of it. So anyways, I'm gonna continue from the last video now. And that was a scripture from the Bible that had come up for me, that truly the words meant so much to me at the point in time that I heard it. So it's from Psalms 1 verse 26. I hope I'm even saying that right. But those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. And basically what I got from that is, I have cried. Let me tell you, I have cried so much in my journey, and more so, I need to sneeze. So if I look up, it's not going to come out. Bless me. I'm sure that you said bless you. If you did, thank you. So I'm having some hot chocolate and sitting, having a chat with you and telling you about myself so that I can somehow bring you motivation and upliftment and make you feel like you're not alone and all of those things. So with the crying, I have cried. And if I explain to you the amount of times that I have cried, and the crying is that ugly cry, it's that complete and utter, I have no idea what is going on, I have no idea what to do next, I have no idea who I am, I don't know, and I'm so heartbroken, and I'm so sad, and I am so lost. That cry, those cries where you have been with yourself and you have truly been in the most despair and hurt, those tears are the tears that are watering the seeds that you are planting, because in those times, I have found in the darkest times is where most of the growth occurs. And if you look at the analogy of a tree, of a flower, of a plant, the growth happens beneath the surface. The growth happens under earth. The growth happens within. The growth happens in the dark. So it's in those times where you are busy watering the soil with your tears, and you are allowing those seeds to grow and birth into something so spectacular, that only when you have actually been able to realize all these things, you see everything that had happened for a reason, for you to turn into the person that you are in this very moment, on this very day. And those tears were not disregarded. Those tears were not seen. Those tears were everything that you actually needed. And those tears empowered you. And that is what I got from that scripture. Hearing it made me get this epiphany moment of understanding that I need to get to those stages in life in order for myself to grow. And it is not something that we should feel shameful. It is something so beautiful, so natural. And you know, the trees do the same thing. They do the same thing we do. They birth, they grow, and they blossom. And then they shrivel, they fall, they fade away, they lose themselves, they die in order for them to grow again. And it's the cycle that we continuously go through in life, which is just, I think, so amazing. And I'm going to say times now because it's something that I've also just seen, and I saw 1022, and numbers that are repetitive mean something, and it is confirmation that what is being spoken and what I'm sharing with you is aligning. So anyways, to pick up now from that scripture and where I'm going to continue with my story, is this part is truly where my story actually begins. And up until this point, I have already learned how to change my mindset, how to adapt, how to transmute these negative feelings and emotions and feeling pushed down and suppressed. I have up until now been able to build this persona, and I'm sitting on my shins because I didn't want to be too low with the camera, but I'm just also being, so you're just going to see a whole lot more of the room than me, but whatever. I might actually sit on a cushion, hold on. But actually, this is where my story starts, and I'm so excited. I am so excited to share and be myself with you, and just allow you to also feel like you are a part of something greater. So I have now met this amazing person that is still currently in my life, and our paths were meant to cross because our son chose us to be his parents. And our son, if you believe, however you believe this all works, but our son strategically brought our souls together in order for us to bring him here, in order for him to teach us lessons, in order for us to teach ourselves lessons, in order for us to grow as individuals and grow as a family, as a unit, as whatever. So essentially, I felt so in love. I was truly so radiant, and I was glowing. I felt just on top of the world. And the two of us in our relationship, it was magical. It was amazing. It was a fairy tale, but there were parts of ourselves that hadn't healed. There were parts of ourselves that we weren't able to fully step into comfortably. There were parts of ourselves that weren't aligning at the same time. There were parts of ourselves that weren't able to be truthful so that we could move past something that was causing conflict. So in essence, as time progressed, so I'm now speaking in the relationship, as time progressed, I slowly learned different ways a human being can behave, and different ways that a human being is able to express themselves, express their emotions. And I wasn't as mature as I am right now, and I also wasn't as, I was living under a rock. Like I wasn't exposed to a lot of things that had shown up in my life at that stage, and I didn't know who to talk to about what was actually going on. So in essence, like I explained, I'm going to jump because I'm literally trying to explain my relationship aspects of my story, and I'm trying to explain my business aspects of my story, and I'm trying to explain my personal growth, there's a bunch of different aspects that I'm trying to obviously cover, and I'm going to jump because I'm trying to share what I feel needs to be shared, and I want each aspect to speak to different people needing to hear different things that I'm going to be saying. So right now I'm on the relationship aspect, and it was a part of my life that I will never ever want to redo. I wouldn't want to change anything, and I wouldn't want to take it away, because in essence this part of my life was essentially what has shaped me into the person I am today. This part of my life was a part of my life where I was completely lost. I had gone to the depths of the darkness that anyone can go into, and it's a part of my life where I was able to birth myself and renew myself and understand myself. So I have been trying to understand how much I should share and how I should express my story to you for you to fully grasp and understand what I went through. And I want you to feel what I went through so that you can feel what you're going through is also just so beautiful. And to zoom out and look at it from a completely different perspective, to understand what you are going through isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And so basically, I'm going to give it in a nutshell, just to explain, I guess now from finishing university, and I'm dancing professionally at this stage, and I'm also, or actually no, I met my ex-husband in university. So I guess I'm jumping back a teeny little bit. But to give you a picture, after all of the relationships that I've been through, after all of the self-esteem issues and self-confidence issues and image issues that I'm dealing with, I've reached this stage of being with someone who treated me so well. He would come and pick me up and take me on dates. He would open the door for me when I got into the car. And I was able to also express a really, really deep love towards this person and towards this soul. And I was so romantic, I believe, in my mind. And I just felt like I was the luckiest girl alive. And I didn't have or actually no, wait, it's coming now, it's coming back. I had some self-confidence issues again in the beginning of the relationship. There was just, you know, when you are still kind of in contact with your ex and the new person in the relationship is kind of like, oh, are you still vibing? Are you not? You know, that kind of feeling. And it was happening in the beginning stages of the relationship, and I wasn't mature enough to understand that maybe it was just, you know, they were just talking and things like that. But now it comes because I have been mistreated previously So I don't have that trust in me for another person. So it's something I'm dealing with. It's not the other person. So it's coming to me as I speak it. So however it resonates with you, and yeah. So anyways, there was a little bit of that in the beginning of the relationship, and there was obviously romance, and there was chemistry, and there was, you know, so much, and it truly was a beautiful, beautiful relationship. And I will continue sharing about what unfolds as time progresses in my life's journey. But at this stage of my life, I am in love and I am thriving. So, you know, I was working really, really hard. I was busy giving private lessons, private Pilates lessons to students, and I was trying to earn, you know, extra money. At this stage, I had independently, I think, yeah, my parents were still covering some costs involved for me because I was still studying. But in essence, you know, all those additional costs, I was truly trying to make something for myself, trying to buy things for my home with the person that I'm in a relationship with, and just trying to build this life for myself. So I felt like nothing could tear me down, and I just truly felt like everything was how it was meant to be. And if I look back at instances of the dancing aspect, I never ever believed in myself fully, where I saw the talent that other people were seeing. And I always compared myself to others. I always put myself down, and I was always hard on myself. And it was obviously something that I needed to go through. It was obviously written for me in this part of my life. And I want to just try and give you the most important, I guess, information so that it resonates with you in some way, shape, or form. And also I'm giving you just the highlighted bits of life. And there are good, there are bad, there are ecstatic, there are angry, there are sad, there are heartbreaking moments. And I'm going to try and share every single one of those. And up until this point, it's not to say that I wasn't a happy, like, child and person. I really was, you know. I always remember, just especially in university, having the best times with the people that had crossed my paths. You know, singing on the top of my lungs, cooking with a roommate in the kitchen, and just going out and dancing and having fun and laughing, barely laughing, getting, you know, just into all sorts of trouble, but healthy trouble, as one would, you know, just, you know, prank calling and things like that. So there were really, really good moments, and I want you to understand that it wasn't only feeling like challenges and obstacles and, you know, things like that, or heavy. There's this heaviness all the time. There were truly, truly moments of real, like, ecstasy and just full love and life. But I guess obviously as things come up later, and if I jump back, then I will. But I'm going to just continue where I am with my train of thought at the moment. And now in university, I've met this amazing person, but I'm obviously I'm going to be sharing wholeheartedly because this is my truth and it is something that I have lived, and it is something that I need to speak. So in essence, it became very clear to me that he was dealing with unhealed traumas causing triggers, and those triggers would relate or not relate, the word I'm trying to find, result in aggression and anger. And it was something that I wasn't extremely familiar with. And I started to try and live by not setting off the trigger. So I started understanding that there was a trigger associated with the reaction. So in essence, let's say, be it the Wi-Fi connectivity is not working, that is a trigger. So that trigger would then result in aggression, and property would get broken. There would be smashing of things, loud, aggressive, like shouting and screaming. And I guess I didn't quite know how to behave in those situations, and I didn't have anyone to talk to openly and comfortably about what was going on, and receiving advice that would help me, not tell me, oh, this and that, and this was my situation. It was truly just something that was very, very scary to me. It's so funny because now I'm like having a conversation and I literally am talking the whole time that I don't have time to drink, because generally in a conversation the other person is drinking and then I talk, and then vice versa. So anyways, I hope you are enjoying your drink. But so that was a really, really frightening part, to live alone. And I guess in the process of that becoming a norm for me, resulted in me losing my light. And that is because what happens on an energetic level, and now I'm just going to bring in what I've learned and share so that you can understand that energetically we were in different places, and then we would align, and then we would be in different places, and then we would align. So that happens in a relationship or in a partnership or in just a connection, that one will be vibrating on a frequency and an energetic level that is higher, while the other one is vibrating on a lower frequency. And it can change, so then the other partner will do the same, and then it's equal. But what was happening at that stage is the energy and the frequencies were so off balance that because I say I lost myself is because I lowered my frequency and my vibration so that I would meet this frequency and vibration. So what started to happen was I would first, in the beginning stages, I wanted to make light of the moments, of those rage, anger, aggression, trigger reactions. And I would try be lighthearted to make the situation, see here, happy, so that this would happen, so that we could meet here at this frequency. And it was obviously just what was happening in life at that stage. And I wasn't aware of it. But what happens when you try to bring someone up to your frequency is you emptying your cup, because you are pouring out your joy, your happiness, your love, your essence. And not knowing all of this, because I was pouring out these energies, I wasn't able to recoup or fill those energies again. So when they say you fill your cup, and what slowly started to happen over time, this is now, we're talking years. So this isn't just overnight, this isn't just a month or 2 months of this energetic frequency exchange. And like, don't get me wrong, because there were times where I was also, they say there's a gardener and a flower in a connection or a relationship. You each need to pour into each other. So you pour your cup and then the other one pours their cup. So it's not to say that wasn't the case, because we were together for such a long time and we have a beautiful boy. So it would, if that wasn't happening, then the relationship wouldn't have progressed for as long as it did. But I wasn't aware that the more I was emptying my cup without knowingly refilling it to empty it again, I was losing myself. I was losing my essence. I was losing slowly over time. I was losing my confidence, and more so even than it was already in my previous situations. But basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, because someone told me when, later on in life, that when she looked into my eyes, I wasn't there. It was dark. She couldn't see my soul. So they say that your eyes are the windows to the soul. And for someone to be able to, I guess, speak that to me honestly and openly, made me realize now, as I'm speaking this story, what essentially had happened over such a long period of time. And with the aggression and the rage and the emotions and the triggers, I was unable to I guess also comfortably resolve conflict. And that is because I felt that conflict was screaming and shouting and throwing things and breaking things. So as time progressed, I was obviously in the beginning stages trying to be the light-hearted energy, bringing happiness to the whatever the situation was at the time, whatever the argument, whatever the trigger, that eventually, like I explained to you, I came down to this frequency. So in essence, what started happening was I started to mirror that, and I started to scream and shout back. And that wasn't who I thought Shanae was. I thought Shanae was this happy, light-hearted, beautiful energy. Unknowing to me that we do have so many sides to us. We do. We've got different personalities. There's that movie Split, right? And I'm going to go into this now because it might make sense. But he's essentially a schizophrenia, right? Because he's got multiple personalities and they come in at different times. So it makes him seem like he's not all well there. So how I perceive this is that we do have multiple personalities, and you can look at this from whichever direction, avenue, belief that you want to, but I will give it in different connotations for you to understand. So my first one is that we have different emotions and we have different triggers. So different situations that occur in life, a different part of us will come out, and that is healthy. We are supposed to express ourselves freely and truly. So in essence, his emotions he was expressing freely and comfortably. But I wasn't able to understand that, and I got frightened by that one personality. And if you want to look at it another way, is if you believe in incarnations, reincarnations, it is believed that we have lived different lives and we come back to earth and relearn lessons from our pasts. That's what they call karmic justice. That's what they call karma. We are living our karma from previous lives. But take that away, I'll get into that in other videos. But if you think of reincarnation, we were different people in different lifetimes, like that movie Split. There was a woman who had an accent, there was a little boy, there was a this, there was a that. So those were essentially reincarnated personalities of that soul coming out. Now, again, it's healthy for us to connect with this part of ourselves. And I did not know this. I did not know that it's healthy to feel anger. It's healthy to feel sadness. And it's not, I guess, there's unhealthy methods of feeling it, which I think is what happened, because both of us weren't able to freely, truthfully, honestly, authentically speak about what we were going through and feel loved and accepted and nurtured and held and supported. So that is, I think, in essence what happens in relationships where it does not fit, because you cannot be your true authentic self with one another. You have to put on this mask. And again, I'm doing these videos because we are all living in these masks. And I have literally taken my mask off so that you can start slowly peeling yours off and feel comfortable just expressing and being and just like letting a load off, like making it lighter and not suffering. So anyways, this is probably the longest video that I've done, so I'm probably going to end it off quite soon, but I'll pick up again from this stage, but basically the relationship that I had at that stage of my life was extremely frightening. It was extremely exciting. It was filled with laughter and love, but I think it's something I heard, I don't know where, but they say that sometimes you've got happy memories and you've got scary, frightening, sad memories. And it's that movie Inside Out, I think, with the emotions, with the sad, the little girl with the like blue, and she's always like this. And then I think the joy is, I think she's green. Oh, I don't know. But anyways, my mind just goes boing, boing. But I'm trying to go back to where I was. And basically what they say is we remember these memories, right? We hold on to the most I guess the word I'm trying to use I think will relate to you, but I can't think of it right now. It is so early in the morning while I'm doing this. But I think what I'm trying to say is the memories that we have, the good and the bad, the ones that we remember most are the ones that made most impact. And sometimes what can happen, this is what I read somewhere very long ago, is that bad memories can sometimes override the good memories if the bad memories were more persistent and were more in sequence. And I feel that is why I feel that I need to share what I've gone through, because I do believe that I have held on to most of the bad memories, and there's a reason, so that I can share my bad memories that I've never been able to express this way before to anybody, in the hopes that it will allow a small change to occur in your life. And I'm gonna finish it off over there, and we will catch up in the next episode. I call it like now I've started a series, but I have no idea how long these are going to take me, but I do just also want to share them organically. And there has been a gap between my last part and this part for a reason, because I think I needed to understand exactly what it is that I need to share with everyone. But I hope that this is slowly allowing you to see just how amazing you are and just how beautiful your life is, all the good and all the bad, and that you do play such a big part in this life, and that you are important, and that you are loved, and that you will be able to be seen and heard, because you should truly shine your light and your essence and share in whichever way that is for you particularly. For me, I'm just sharing by speaking. Some will share through writing a book. Some will share through making a movie, or whatever the case is. So I do hope that this ignites a spark in you to see your light and to continue on your path, because man, oh man, everything that you've been through has led you to this point, and it's so amazingly beautiful. But I hope that you have the best day, and I can't wait to continue sharing with you, and you're gonna find out that I talk a lot as well, but that's just who I am. My mom literally told me that she she tunes me out because it's like this. And I have a mini me who does the exact same thing. So the two of us together are like a double whammy. But anyways, I'm gonna go, and I hope that you are seeing just how amazing you are. Okay, bye.